Finally tonight, one organization is advancing a culture of life in the Lone Star State. Texas Right to Life is the oldest and largest pro-life organization in the state and has been supporting the unborn since the 1960s. The group says it keeps God at the center of all of its work. And joining us now is Dr. John Seago, president of Texas Right to Life. Dr. Seago, great to be with you. Talk to us more about the work that Texas Right to Life does, and also what are some of the policies that you're advocating for to help build a culture of life?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Texas Right to Life, as you said, is the largest and oldest pro-life organization here in Texas, and we've had the privilege to spearhead some great political successes like the Texas Heartbeat Act last year and the trigger law that will go into effect shortly. But we also do education. We also kind of focus on the message of life. And so one thing that we have is a scholarship program for college students where we train and mentor them to start and run pro-life groups on their college campuses to make sure that there is that message of life on every college campus in Texas, even though we know what they're going to be hearing from the other side in the classroom. These pro-life student groups are really crucial to making Texas pro-life, not just abortion-free.
That is wonderful. Another thing I want to talk about, as you know, before Roe was overturned, Texas had several sanctuary cities for the unborn. Curious, do you think it's possible that cities within states that are primarily pro-abortion, do you think they would be able to implement similar ordinances in those states?
Yeah, this is one of the great developments, in the last couple of years, is cities standing up and being dedicated to protect life themselves, even if their state doesn't. And right now, this is a critical tool. So we did it in Texas before Dobbs. We still have some Texas cities that are doing it because it does offer some more law enforcement tools to stop abortion in their communities. But the real critical force, critical attention needs to go to states like New Mexico. Here in Texas, all of our abortion providers, they packed up and they drove over the border to open up new clinics in New Mexico. And now they're targeting Texas women, saying, just come here for your abortion. That's what's in your best interest. And so we've been cooperating with several cities in New Mexico who are passing these pro-life ordinances that actually, they're not resolutions, they're not declarations, they're actual policies in their cities that ban abortions and deter the abortion industry from setting up camp in their backyard. And these are going to be a critical tool for, as you said, these states that maybe we won't be able to pass a statewide pro-life law, but we will be able to save lives in these individual communities.
Can you talk to us about how your organization is helping women through their pregnancies?
Yeah, this is really critical. And this is one thing we've been talking to our members about, we've been talking to our elected officials about is, because of our pro-life laws, Texas will be abortion-free soon. But making sure we're abortion-free is different than making sure Texas is pro-life. And so we actually want to promote policies, promote programs, and our services here in Texas to make sure that Texas is really pro-life, supporting women and their families, making sure that we're removing barriers that are in the way for women who are expecting or have difficult pregnancies. One of these just examples is for college students. If we have a college student who gets pregnant in college and they are kind of looking at their education, their career, well, they could choose life, which we want them to. That's best for the mother, that's best for the child, but we want to make sure they're not discriminated against, they're not punished because they choose life. So let's say that college student has her child and takes off 2 semesters to start raising that child and figure out how to be a parent. Well, when she comes back to school, is she going to lose her scholarship because she took off time? Well, most campuses, most schools in Texas have that rule that you lose your scholarship or you lose other benefits. Well, that's really the opposite of what we want in Texas. We want to support that decision to choose life. And so at our state institutions, we can pass policies that affect them and affect their funding and make sure that they have all the resources they need to fully support pregnant and parenting students. And that's just one idea that we're working with the legislators on it. How do we build a pro-life Texas, not just stopping abortion, which is critical, but actually helping lead to that woman and her family's flourishing?
Well, thank you so much for all that you and your organization are doing. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.